concern for the coming generations. Bleak it seems, but there are solutions. Get back to parenting face to face. Give devices and internet, limited time and place. Show affection to your children. Make time to listen to them. Show them how to care and how to lend a hand.
The court cannot keep collecting reports that seem to show no progress towards positive change. The injury to Romeo is a very serious one, and I have considered this report, your past record, your age, weapon used, and the danger you seem to pose to yourself and others in making my decision. Sadly, we do not have a residential facility that I could refer you to, so I am left with no choice but to sentence you to the state prison at Stock Farm for 8 months. Is there anything you would like to see? Are you aware of the ways in which your constant in and out of court is affecting your mother? I will follow up with the social services to ensure that while you are in prison, that you are part of any program that will help meet some of your academic needs or for you to learn a skill. I hope that this time away from your influences and the streets will allow you to reflect on your behavior, your true purpose in life, and that you will make the right decisions for betterment of yourself and for your family. Ma'am, I will ask the officer to allow you to speak to Jameson before he is taken up to prison. If he came to the court today with any money or anything valuable, please let him give it to you before he leaves. Okay? The family of Romeo intend to take civil action for compensation. Summons will be issued for attendance by the both of you.
Where? So you mean to tell me that like wretch sent my child to prison? Lord, what I do to deserve this? What did I do? The only thing I wish that a child justice bill was in effect. All now, my child would be in a better environment to be able to help him reform. But thinking about it, I have myself to blame to you. Because every time those children come to me and somebody trouble them, is a hit back. And you see, father self, the father want to be in prison, out of prison, in prison, out of prison. What do you expect to happen? But I still want to thank God for my Jamie. James never wanted to be combative. Never want to be like his father. Never want to be like his brother. Always want to stay on the right path.
I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be in constant fear, or in the hospital, or in jail, or dead. He gives us money when he is out of jail. But when he is caught for drugs, smuggling, or fighting, he is back in jail. He spends more money buying him things when he is in jail, paying his lawyer fees, and bailing him than he spends on us when he is out of jail.
I always have to thank God for that little boy. Because if you see those two children was in prison, what I would do now? What would I do now? Lord, you know something? I fed up. I am tired. I do not want to be like that anymore. I ask in you, Lord, please help me to change my ways, please, so that I can just be there for them in a better way. Lord, that is all I asking from you. Please, I am tired. Please, Lord, just help me. Look the wretch that sent my child to prison. Alana! You see how you have my child up there? You see what you did to my child? Because of you, he is where he is, and you're outside living your life, girl. Alana, you don't have nothing to tell me. You don't have nothing to tell me for what you do to my child.
It's my fault your children raised up like that then.
Girl, let me tell you something. Don't you ever disrespect my parenting skills. And you see, nobody wasn't wrong, Alana. What the hell do you here? You don't know me, you know. You don't know me, you know. You see those ways you have there? Like to ask man for their money? You need to stop it, Alana. I'm speaking to you. You need to stop. Those ways not good, Alana. Alana, let me tell you something, okay? You do what you do already. You send my child up there because that is where you want him. All I have to tell you, you see those ways you have there, it will not bring you anywhere good. All I can tell you, the advice I have to give you, go to college and further your education. Because you see that life you live in there, one day you will regret it, you know. It might not be my, it's a matter of fact, it will not be my child next time around. It will be somebody else, and they might find you somewhere dead. As a mother, I am telling you to stop those ways. Take my advice, leave it, is you. But I'm just letting you know, that is not the way to live. Alana!
Bye, Andrea.
Bye-bye, baby.
Granny's calling, okay? So, we'll see you. Talk to you later.
All right, let me drink my wine.
Yeah. Thank you, darling. Happy anniversary to you, too.
Answer.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Margaret. Hi, Andy. Happy anniversary.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, cheers.
How are you, Mommy?
I am so very happy that I can't even catch my breath.
Oh.
Ever since the bullying stopped,
I know that I've been paying close attention to Andrea.
Yeah?
She has been grown, and her self-esteem has been increasing day by day.
That's great.
I'm so happy to hear that, Mommy.
just imagine right now, she wants to go back to her dance classes.
Yes, I love this. I really love this. Mom, I really want to thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you in a big way for taking care of Andrea, you and Daddy.
Thank goodness you did.
And for encouraging us, emphasizing that we pay more attention to her and to make her our priority.
And guess what? We even ordered that parenting book that you spoke to Margaret about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it this one you're talking about?
Oh yeah, that one. That one, yes.
That has really helped us to be better parents.
Yeah. Yep.
It has helped both your dad and I to be better grandparents as well.
We wish that we had this book when you were growing up, Margaret.
That would have really helped, Mommy.
Yeah.
That would have really helped you all to understand me better as a child.
Certainly.
Mommy, where are you now? I can hear someone talking in your background.
Who's that?
Oh, I am near Andrea's school. You know, I just came to pick her up.
Oh good. Oh good.
Oh, okay.
We just spoke to her.
Yeah, we did.
On the tablet. On the new tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so excited about that. Oh my. And she told us why she got it to her.
And she really is about you.
Yes. She told us why she got it too. Y'all are really doing a great job with her.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much.
Yes. Anyway, we're gonna continue enjoying our anniversary. You know what I mean, Mommy? So we'll talk to you later, okay? Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye-bye. Love you.
All right, bye-bye.
Excuse me. Hello. I can see the book you have in your hand there now.
Sure.
Oh, the principal loaned me one of those books a while ago there, way. My name is Khadija, by the way. Nadisha's mother.
Oh, you are the mother. My name is Mrs. Detouche. I am the grandmother of Andrea.
Oh yeah, I know it.
Oh, you know already. Okay. Glad to meet you. Yes, so concerning the book, right? This is a very educational and useful book for parents. My husband and I have been making very good use of it. The parenting techniques in there are very effective, especially time out. Have you tried this strategy?
Oh yes, I have. So Nadija is like 11 years. So I did make sure I give her 11 minutes of time out. If, for example, she misbehaving. So what I do is I will tell her why she gets in the time out, and then I'll tell her how long she gets in the time out for. But it definitely works after I give her that 11 minutes facing the wall, quiet. And my children, they're doing counseling now, so I see the improvement, man. They're getting better.
Good. Have you tried using the contingency management plan?
Contingency
Management plan.
What is the contingency management plan?
This was a plan created to help motivate acceptable behavior in children using rewards. So when preparing that plan, the first thing the parent has to think of is, what behaviors do I expect of the child? And then together with the child, they come up with a reward that the child gets if he does the accepted behavior a set number of times. Okay? Now, I just completed one with Andrea. Yes, and I copied some other, made some photocopies of all the blank ones that I can use. I just want to demonstrate to you. Okay? Another one. So you can look at yours while it's mine.
Okay.
So we have the contingency management chart. This is a chart. So usually we want to use something that the children can see before them, so they will observe for themselves, right? Go to the left-hand side. You see a column there numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where you put the different behaviors that you expect of the child. So for instance, you might want to say, does his or her homework? Does the dishes? Since you have 2 girls, you can make one chart for each child. And then under the days, towards the right side, you see the days of the week. So when the child does a certain behavior, then you would either put a point or a sticker. Children love stickers.
Yeah.
And then, so when you have reached the number of points that you're targeting, then you give the child, you put that together and you give the child the reward, the big reward.
Okay.
That
Okay.
you plan to give him, that you all discussed at the beginning. Yeah. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. You get that?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Now there's some pointers that you need to remember. When you are using the contingency management plan, you have to be consistent. Okay? That's one thing you must remember. Another thing too is that you never take away points for unaccepted behavior. So if the child does something contrary, you don't remove points. Okay? But you give him additional points every time he does something that is acceptable, based on your plan.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. And then when all this has accumulated, as I told you, number of points have been accumulated to the set number that you planned at the beginning, then you give the child a bigger reward. It could be something that he can handle, something manual, like the computer or so, but it could also be an outing. You could take him on the beach as his big reward. You could give him an overseas trip. Depends on you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good that your husband helping you with your grandchild. In the meantime, I mean, trust me, it can be so hard to take care of children. I myself, on my own, it's so tough to take care of those children that I have there with my little salary. Since I leave Ladisha, father, the man doesn't even check the child. Things just terrible.
Oh, Lord, poor child. But there is hope. The new Maintenance of Children Act has improved measures in place so that negligent parents like Ladisha's father will be held accountable to support their children.
I want to protect my children. I so like to see when parents protecting their children. When I was a teenager, there was this man that used to come at my mother and father home, and Mr. used to rape me over and over and over again.
Rape you?
Yes. And I tell my mother and them that when I end up pregnant with Nadisha. And you know what those people do? Those people take money from the man just for the man not to go to jail.
It's terrible.
Of course, that does hurt me. I cannot believe. I hate what my parents do to me, boy. I just cannot believe that that's what they do. Just for the man not to go to jail. And then I find out that this man is in America, in the UK, in jail. That is your father herself. As soon as after the situation happened with my mother and father, and I move, I see I had the baby, I move out. I moved to Ladisha father. I find out that the man is not who he is. Mr. used to beat me over and over in front of my children. Look, have this car to prove it.
Oh my God, that's a terrible story you have there.
Right in front of my children. So, and now, you see, in the bullying people children now, right? So embarrassing. And by the way, I'm so sorry about that. I never get the chance to tell you that, but it's terrible that they actually have to be bullying your child, your grandchild.
But remember, there is hope now, right?
Oh yes, oh yes. You know, Ladisha father, if I didn't call the domestic violence hotline and get out of that situation and get the support from these people, I would probably still be in that mess.
But you did a good thing.
Yeah. Today, I finding out, like I tell you earlier, my mother and father come at my home and telling me, oh, the Nadisha father, he ended up getting killed in the prison in the UK. He got to the jail because he go and rape some other little girl. And they come in and apologizing to me and telling me, oh, sorry, if they had tell the police that earlier, then that little girl will not be raped. That's just a headache. That's just a lot, man. It's just nonsense.
Yeah, that's a lot for you to carry.
Just heartbreaking, man. I wish my children had more. But it's okay. We just have to keep loving them and keep giving them the good time that they should be getting as children, you know?
Give them all the love they need.
And talk to them when we...
And listening to them is important. Very, very important. If you don't do that, they're going to somebody else who will listen. Give them all the comfort, and then they'll be lost. Okay? So that's what we have to do. Well, by the way, I think it's probably time for us to
Oh, yes. Yeah, we can go. I can hold this.
Sure, that's for you, my dear.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right.
With pleasure.
Well, nice talking to you again.
Nice talking to you too.
Concern for the coming generations. Bleak it seems, but there are solutions. Get back to parenting face to face. Give devices and internet, limited time and place. Show affection to your children. Make time to listen to them. Show them how to care and how to lend a hand. Content creators and influencers, I pray you hear and come to your senses. It's a serious role that you play. Be very mindful of the things you do and say. We need re-education to reverse the degradation. So I challenge you to lead this revolution. Come let we bring back humanity in this your society. Arrest the degeneracy right now. Let we act with civility, with deportment and decency. Let kindness and empathy abound. We must do something. There's so much at stake. Come let we do something. Bring back love, kindness, respect. We need to bring back care, concern, and help. Come, let we bring back love, kindness, respect. Can we bring